Well, I feel like maybe he manifested over time and became better at what he was doing. It sounds to me like, but I think there must have been some type of rage towards Sandra Castilla. Maybe she insulted him in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not trying to shame the victim here, but it seems like he specifically stabbed her 25 times post-mortem. Like Mike said, some type of rage. He was acting out there. But then I think over time, when you look at his notes, he became better at what he was going to do. And I would think that stab wounds could cause blood splatter and things of that nature. So perhaps he didn't go into those type of things later on with victims. Again, some of them so badly decomposed, they really couldn't tell the cause of death. But at that time, he's much younger. I think he was 29 years old. We figured, Billy, and so I don't know. Maybe she said something to him that insulted him, and after he killed her, he acted out with rage, or perhaps this was just one of the things that was going through his mind at the time to satisfy the sexual sadism, the complete disregard for human life. I just, to me, I feel like he had a thing with that particular victim. That's what I'm getting from it. But just horrific, horrible. And I'm sorry that we even have to talk about that with regard to these victims. But these are the facts. And as somebody said in the chat, welcome to our world. As investigators, we see this stuff, right in your face, and you have to deal with it, and that's part of the profession. But it's just terrible what these victims went through. I mean, and it got worse based on what we saw today in the bail application.
Folks, this is Police Off the Cuff Real Crime Stories. If you like real crime, true crime from a police perspective, then you're in the right place. And if you're not subscribed to us, go on our YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell, hit the like button, share us with your friends and your family. And if you want to contribute to us, we have a Patreon with 4 different levels, and we also have a YouTube channel membership with 5 different levels. That is growing so much. In this past month, I think we've grown about 65 or 70% our YouTube channel memberships, mostly through members who are buying memberships and donating them to other folks that watch our show. So we really appreciate all of our subscribers, our friends, our family, our fans of the Police Off the Cuff family. The thing that really, to me, is disturbing about this is that, he did beat the police for years. And now we know, at least for 31 years, he fooled the police. And we all know the problems with this case going back to Chief James Burke, the corruption in the Suffolk County Police Department. But 2 years ago, the Gilgo Beach Task Force was started. 2 months after it was started, they identified Rex Heuermann. That's pretty damn good police work, if you ask me, right? And when Michael Brown, the attorney for Rex Heuermann, says Rex has no criminal history, he says he's innocent of these crimes. It's almost laughable now when he says that. And we see the evidence that they have against this evil individual. It's just incredible. If this was a death penalty state, I think that the prosecutor would have some leverage to say, I'm going for the death penalty, unless he wants to come clean and take a life without the possibility of parole and tell us everything he did. Because I think that would make it a hell of a lot easier for the investigators. And perhaps after Rex Heuermann is tried, and he will be convicted, I can almost guarantee that, then maybe he'll be willing to cut a deal. And what do they got to offer then? Very little. What they got to offer then is, we'll give you maybe better accommodations. We'll give you more money in your commissary in prison, or we won't put you with a real bad dude next to you. That's all they could promise him in state prison. But he may be such a narcissist that after he gets convicted, he may want to talk, i.e. brag about what he's done. Mike.
Yeah, Billy, his life is over. He's not going anywhere. He's waived his right to a speedy trial. This is going to take a long time, before he actually gets to a trial date. And I'm thinking, like a year from now. So he's got nothing to look forward to except notoriety. Maybe somebody will write a book, a chapter on him, on the criminal mind. He'll be interviewed by people from magazines, authors, criminologists like Jody Johnson and Dr. Debbie, people like that. And he'll be memorialized. But he doesn't have anything other than that to look forward to. It would be wonderful if he did plea bargain and he did start naming all of the other where the bodies were of the victims that may had not have been recovered yet. But I don't know. I think this is his one chance to be in the spotlight because he's behind bars. He's not getting out. He doesn't want to be forgotten. If he can keep this going another year and, that sort of thing, it's all he's got now. And he's a very private person, obviously, during doing all this for many, many years, kept to himself, was very meticulous. But now that it's exposed, I'm thinking like the BTK killer out in Kansas. Once you're caught, and maybe the ability to talk and just tell the public, this is how I did it. This is how brilliant I was. This is how thorough I was. This is how I could fool the police for many years. I gotcha, kind of thing. That might be attractive to him. So fingers crossed that he allocutes.
Absolutely.